PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences. Graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills. Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals. Programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications. Database development, learn to design and manage databases. UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Sun TV for news across Nigeria. You can follow us on Facebook at Sun TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sun TV Live for real-time updates and exclusive content. Now the major headlines. INEC schedules August 16 by-elections to fill vacant assembly seats. Governor Ododo flags off 22 billion naira housing estate and commission rural roads in Sokoto. EU and UNICEF pledged support for over 4,000 displaced persons in Benue, and Kano clerk dismisses allegations against NACON over Hajj expenditure. My name is Messenger, and now the news in full. The Independent National Electoral Commission has announced that by-election will be conducted in the affected constituencies on Saturday, August 16, 2025. These elections aim to fill vacant positions in the national and state assemblies resulting from resignations, deaths, or court rulings. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu made this known during a consultative meeting with political parties in Abuja. The Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Dodo has led the foundation for a 500-unit luxury housing estate valued at 22 billion naira near the Sokoto New City. He also inaugurated the 7.7-kilometer Gande Guahito Fako Rural Road project, executed in partnership with the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. During the ceremony, Governor Dodo commended his Sokoto State counterpart, Governor Ahmed Aliu, for providing purposeful leadership and showing dedication to improving the lives of his people. He emphasized that leadership in democracy is built on trust and driven by the expectations of the electorate. Governor Aliu explained that the housing project aligns with his administration's commitment to addressing the critical housing deficit affecting both public and private sectors. He added that the project reflects the long-term plans to uplift citizens through sustainable housing. The estate, upon completion, will be sold to average civil servants and low-income earners as owner-occupier homes. He also noted that the construction is expected to be completed within 12 months and urged the contractors to ensure quality and timely delivery in accordance to the contract terms. Meanwhile, the European Union and UNICEF has expressed their support for the Benue State government's effort to rehabilitate over 4,000 displaced persons from the Yelwata community, who were attacked by armed herdsmen on June 13, 2025, during a visit to the Makurdi International Market, where the survivors are currently taking refuge. EU Ambassador to Nigeria, Gultinea Migont, and the UNICEF official expressed solidarity with the victims and highlighted the importance of peace building and social protection. Governor Haiti Nalia expressed appreciation to the development partners for their continued assistance and reaffirmed the government's dedication to ensuring a safe return for the displaced individuals. UNICEF Country Director Christian Mondietti assured that a comprehensive recovery plan would address health, education, water, and infrastructure to facilitate a dignified return to the affected communities. In a related development, a respected Islamic cleric in Kano, Shika Dongua Mohammed, has refuted allegations that the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria spent 1.64 billion naira on staffs and their spouses during the 2025 Hajj pilgrimage. He dismissed the claims on false and politically driven, emphasizing the absence of credible evidence. Shika Dongua clarified that NACON policies prohibits the use of public funds to sponsor staff spouses, who instead bear their own travel expenses with minimal support from the Commission. He welcomed the investigations into the matter, stating that NACON maintains transparency and operates in accordance with the Federal Audit's guidelines. Political tensions continue to dominate Nigeria's landscape as major parties face international turmoil and growing calls for structural reform. Within the People's Democratic Party, renewed controversies over Senator Samuel Anahu reinstatement as National Secretary has depended insistent rift. Governor Sheyi Makinde's camp has rejected the move and called for a National Executive Committee meeting on June 30th, while allies of Nelson Wike support Anahu's return and advocate postponing the NEC. The acting PDP chairman Usman Damagun backed the reinstatement and opted for an expected caucus meeting instead, prompting opposition from the 11 National Working Committee members who argued that only the NEC holds such authorities. Veteran party leader Bode George described the dispute as a deep lesson, reflecting underlying tension over both leaderships and constitutional procedures. A key concern involves compliance with the INEC regulations requiring 21 days of notice for the change in certain party positions. The procedures announced returns may have sidestepped within the 2027 elections on the horizon. The PDP's ability to resolve this division will be critical to its electoral viability. Meanwhile, the turmoil underscored a broader national discourse on the urgent need for institutional reform in the Nigerian.
Let me be very factual here. I don't know what Suswan had in his mind when he said that, but as a very senior member of the Board of Trustees, and the responsibility of the members of the upper chamber, we call ourselves, is to moderate when you have crisis within the party like we have now, or between the legislative arm, the executive arm, and the party. It is the responsibility of the elders, the custodian of the liabilities and the assets of the party, to wade in. What I had done, and I will be quite explicit, is this. You know, yes, there are two arguments about the meeting for Monday. The chairman said there will be no NEC meeting and stated there will be caucus meeting because, according to him, you needed 21 days notice to the INEC. Now, the other members of the working committee said it was a postponement of NEC to the 30th of June, and that both the Electoral Act of 2022 and the INEC regulatory guidelines for political parties are right here. And now everybody is interpreting it in different manners. But I will read it for the benefit of the listening public. And let me tell you, there is no, but your ability to close your doors, tell yourself some home truths, and reassess the areas of friction will be a measure of your competence to the public. I don't see this as a breaking point. It's a lesson. It's a deep lesson for us. Because when it started from the last presidential convention of the party. Some of us, went out, warned everybody that the direction you are going, you are free registered political party. This is from the Electoral Act 82 sub 1. Every registered political party shall give the commission at least 21 days notice of any convention, congress, conference, or meeting convened for the purpose of merger and electing members of the executive committees, other governing bodies, or nominating candidates for any of the elective offices specified under this Act. 2. The Commission may, or with or without prior notice to the political party, attend and observe any convention, congress, conference, or meeting which is convened by a political party for that purpose, for the purpose that I've listed above. That is the Act itself. Now, the INEC regulation and guidelines for political parties, I will read. Every political party shall give the Commission about 21 days notice, through which a dedicated portal created for that purpose by the Commission of any convention, congress, conference, or meeting convened for the purpose of merger and electing members of the National Executive Committee and along going bodies, or nominating candidates for any of the elective offices for as stated in the Electoral Act of 2022. Now, listening to this, the meeting we have scheduled for Monday was at the last meeting of the party, that the next meeting will be on the 30th of June. And they now said, because we wanted to discuss the issue of the Southeast, that recommended a change in the secretary, and that is an elective office. So both sides now are interpreting this differently, and it is the responsibility of the Board of Trustees. That's why I got these two documents last night to read them. Both of them are mistranslating what should be. The meeting scheduled for Monday. Some are saying, yes, if we call a caucus meeting, call it a caucus meeting. It has nothing to do with getting any permission from INEC. Others are saying, what we want to discuss, the Southeast issue as regards who is representing them as secretary in the National Working Committee, must be discussed. So it's a matter of the elders wading in on Monday. Tell them, we can hold this meeting without the 21 days notice. And what we will not do will be to discuss the issue of the secretary. We can't, because it will be an elective office. and INEC must be given 21 days notice. Everybody should please calm down. Now, talking as the custodian of the regulations, the rules, the assets, and the liabilities of the party, I don't see anything fundamentally disparaging on this issue. Okay, so now, all those people coming from one side or the other, you know, like Soswan, he been struggling to be the chairman of the party. He's not been able to have it. Those who are tired can go to APC and leave us alone. We need dedicated, committed people. Yes, we have it's not a major crisis. It's a disagreement between these two people, and the leaders of the party will be there on Monday.
Elsewhere, celebrations were held in Lagos in honor of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's 60th birthday, attended by numerous dignitaries including Southwest governors, political allies, and family members. The event featured gospel music performance by artists such as Moses Bliss and Mercy Chinwo. Governor Sanwo-Olu expressed gratitude for his life and service, reflecting on his journey and reaffirming his commitment to developing Lagos. Prominent attendees include Governor of Ondo State, Osun, Ekiti, and Oyo State, former government officials, traditional rulers, party leaders, diplomats, and other stakeholders. In Cross River State, Governor Bassey Otu has reiterated his commitment to agricultural advancement and environmental conservation. During a visit by the Dutch Consul General Michael Deleen, Otu advocated for Dutch investment in oil palm processing and technology transfer. He showcased the state's agricultural capacity and recent policy reforms, including a 7-year cocoa and coffee development plan and recovery of oil palm estates assigned to Wilmar Industries. He also introduced Cross River's digital soil mapping initiative, which is intended to attract investors. The Dutch envoy commended the state's stance against illegal logging and pledged support for sustainable agriculture and forest preservation. Meanwhile, the Nigerian federal government has voiced concerns over escalating issues of drug abuse, particularly among the youth, as the nation observed the 2025 World Drug Day. During a press conference in Abuja, Daju Kacholu, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, stressed the urgent need for collaborative efforts in drug prevention. She referred a 2018 survey that revealed 14.6 million Nigerians engage in non-medical drug use and announced the initiation of medication-assisted treatment program in selected states. Representatives from the NDLA and World Health Organization echoed these concerns, calling for heightened public awareness and expanded rehabilitation services. Dr. Alex Gasaria of the World Health Organization pointed out that only 10,000 of Nigerians' estimated 14.4 million drug users receive treatment each year, and raised alarms about the health risks faced by injection drugs users. On the legislative front, the Senate has passed the 2025 budget for Rivers State, which amounts to 1.485 trillion naira. The budget includes provision for 120.8 billion naira in debt servicing, 287.38 billion naira in recurrent expenditures, and 1.77 trillion naira for capital projects. During the deliberations, Senator Abdul Ningi expressed concerns over the 50 billion naira earmarked for unsettled pensions and called for rigorous oversight. The budget was originally presented by President Bola Tinubu following the dissolution of the State Assembly aimed political turmoil. This development came after the Supreme Court annulled a previous budget passed by Governor Similaye Fubara, prompting Tinubu to declare a state of emergency and appoint Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas as extreme administrator. With Senate approval secured, the budget is now slated for implementation. In Abuja, policy experts and stakeholders at a workshop organized by the African Polling Institute, urged Nigerian authorities to utilize social cohesion data in crafting national policies and development strategies. The data encompasses indicators such as public trust, gender inequality, insecurity, and justice, which they believe are vital for addressing the root causes of societal disunity and underdevelopment. API Executive Director Professor Bell Ihua noted that while many Nigerians lack confidence in public institutions, there remains a growing sense of shared struggle. He emphasized integrating this insight into policymaking and media discourse to foster national unity. Other participants, including Dr. Soji Adeniyi and Dr. Steve Odigan, highlighted the importance of data-driven inclusion for women, youth, and marginalized populations, and encouraged performance-based budgeting. Further, the Ansar-ud-Din Society of Nigeria has implored the nation's leader to uphold principles of justice, good governance, and inclusive policymaking as a way of addressing poverty, unemployment, and insecurity. In his message to commemorate the 1,447 Hijra, the national president, Prince Mosid Kazim, called for unity and resilience in confronting national challenges. He praised the federal government's initiative to transform federal science colleges into institution-free vocational institutions, positioning these as a vital step towards youth empowerment. The society encouraged Muslim inspiration from Hijra, advocating renewed commitment to service, empathy, and community growth. Meanwhile, in Kwara State, suspected kidnappers have murdered a prominent businessman and political figure, Alhaji Abdullahi Botun, and his son in Lai village, Paktigi local government area. On the same night, another resident, Timothy Paul, was shot dead in Mari village, also in Patigi. The Kwara State Police Command has confirmed the incident and launched an investigation to apprehend these responsible and express condolences to the bereaved families. In a humanitarian outreach at the FCT School for Children with Special Needs in Kuje, 2 NGOs, Help Africans Charity Network and Assigned Guardian Angel, called on the federal government and affluent Nigerians to increase support for children with disabilities. During the event, the organizations donated food, hygiene items, and other necessities. Speaking on behalf of the NGOs, Mrs. Stella Ude emphasized the growing demand for wheelchairs and other resources, noting that many families are financially overstretched. She urged a broader coalition of support from individuals, NGOs, and faith-based institutions to relieve the burden on government services. Preparations for the 2025 African Social Impact Summit in Lagos are on the way, with stakeholders, including the United Nations, Sterling One Foundation, and leaders from the private sectors, stressing the need for African-driven solutions to climate and development challenges. At a pre-summit briefing in Abuja, organizers called for greater investment leadership and policy reform. The summit, which has already mobilized over $100 million in past editions, will gather over 40 institutions to focus on key areas such as healthcare, education, youth empowerment, and digital infrastructure. Stakeholders reiterated the importance of African leadership in spearheading solutions that reflect the continent's unique context and need. In another policy-driven event, experts at the 2025 Food Safety Workshop in Lagos emphasized the need to bolster food safety standards and protect consumers across Nigeria. Organized in partnership with the Didoni Company Limited, the workshop addressed critical issues such as food quality, safety practices, and regulatory enforcement. Lanre Mojola, Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission, stressed the importance of a robust food safety framework. Meanwhile, Didoni CEO Adekola Joseph urged food industry players to adopt strict safety measures to safeguard public health and ensure economic resilience. Participants engaged in an in-depth discussion on compliance, best practices and training, highlighting the far-reaching implication of unsafe food systems. On the occasion of the 2025 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, called on comprehensive national action to combat drug abuse and organized crime. She emphasized the importance of preventing community involvement in shielding the nation's youth from the danger of substance abuse. Through her Renewed Hope initiative, the First Lady continued to champion causes related to youth empowerment, social responsibility, and national rehabilitation. Turning to the education sector, the Akwa Ibom State government has directed the immediate closure of all unauthorized and illegal schools operating within the 31 local government area. Commissioner for Education Professor Ubong S.N. Umo decried the proliferation of such institutions, stating that they compromise the standards and objective of the state's education agenda. The enforcement drive, led by the Directorate of Quality Assurance Services, has already resulted in the shutdown of Gospel Elementary School in Ibiono, Ibom local government for lacking proper accreditation. Authorities have urged parents to withdraw their children from illegal institutions and enroll them in government-approved schools. In Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde has announced plans to preserve and digitalize the personal library of the late former governor, Dr. Victor Onuloyo. He described the library as a rich repository of knowledge that could offer insight into solving national challenges. The initiative is part of the state government's broader effort to honor the legacy of the late statesman. Governor Makinde also disclosed that the Omololu Ololoyu Leisure Park in Ibadan is ready for inauguration. Additionally, the state has renamed the airport road in his memory. And we'll be going for a brief commercial break. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back with more exciting updates on Super Media Television.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic website and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464, or 090-10-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State.
Welcome back. The Osun State chapter of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria has criticized federal agencies including the Accountant General, the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank of Nigeria for allegedly hindering access to local government funds amid a political crisis in the state. Algon appealed to President Bola Tinubu for intervention, insisting that the allocation be released to the legally elected PDP council chairman. The group recounted being denied services at the CBN's Osogbo branch despite a court ruling in their favor and called on the APC to respect democratic processes. Lastly, System Spec, the organizer of the 2025 Children's Day essay competition, has announced that this year's edition will spotlight the technological creativity of Nigerian youth. Scheduled for June 27th, the virtual competition invites children aged 9 to 16 to submit essay on how they would use technology to mobilize their peers for national development. Now in its 6th year, the competition aims to inspire civic-minded, tech-savvy young Nigerians. Executive Director of the Corporate Services, Bukola Adeboye, said the initiative fosters innovation, leadership, and social consciousness among the nation's future leaders. And that concludes this edition of News Across Nigeria on Sun TV. Stay with us for more